Hi everybody, and this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another movie review. Recently I watched a movie put out by Hallmark Hall of Fame. It's called Christmas in Conway, and it's the story of a mayor and his wife, and they live in South Carolina in a place called Conway. And his wife is ailing. She's terminally ill, and for her, he wants to do something extremely special before she passes on. And to do that, he starts getting some um, leads on how he can get a Ferris wheel into his backyard. Of course, this entails a lot of work, and of course, there's a story of redemption with this boy next door that grew up being taught by his wife. His name's Bobby, and the girl that comes and helps them, the hospice nurse, she she leaves her big city life behind with her on and off boyfriend, who's going to become her fiance. But of course this never really pans out, sadly, because he's more interested in himself, and he's more focused on his business investments as well as his professional life, and he just doesn't really seem to have time for her at all. He just seems to be distracted by personal his cell phone and his BlackBerry and all that. And I was watching this and I was thinking, well, good riddance. I mean, you left him, and maybe somebody better will come into her life. And interestingly enough, this movie is it's very sweet, and I absolutely love it. I just think it was a spectacular film, But for me, having gone through this with my own mother, it actually was a little bit difficult to watch in spots for me, as I've seen it, and the good thing is I have a lot of good memories about my mother, and it just reminded me of her and made me glad that I actually had her so long as I did, and that I hold on to the memories that I do. I'm not going to tell you the entire story of the film itself, but if you like the South so much as I do, South Carolina is my home away from home. When I was a child, I used to go there and house sit for a friend of ours who's no longer living, sadly. But he had a little place to call his island, and he had a little dock, and he would go fish for eels. And at the time, I didn't like eel. I actually like eel now. I could eat eel, and yeah, I'd love it. At the time, I thought, ugh, that's disgusting. But today I'd be like, give me some eel, Joe. But he's no longer with us. But he's in a better place. He and his wife both are in a better place, along with my mother. We would go down and catch crab and eel, and I've watched the fiddler crabs, and the little male fiddlers would come up with their big claws and start fiddling around and trying to press the females with their big claws. And yeah, be right there. you would really like to see a great Christmas movie this year, then Christmas in Conway is definitely the way to go. But for those of you who have lost family members to degenerative conditions or things like cancer, yeah, it can dredge up some emotions. But for me, it was actually a uplifting film because it just proves that staying close to your family is what one should do when family members ailing. It should really bring the family closer together, and I, for one, can tell you that this is the truth. This is what happens more often than not.